following is not a function of the large intestine? So a reminder that anything we see in a choice that is a function of the large intestine, we will eliminate it because we're looking for which is not true. So option A says formation of chylomicrons, and the chylomicrons are used for the lipids to be transported. So any sort of fat, it helps with its transport through the digestive system, so lipid transport. However, this is something that occurs within the small intestine. The small intestine, and this question is not asking about the small intestine, it is asking about the large intestine. But since it's asking which is not a function, and this is therefore not a function, the formation of chylomicrons, this is something that happens in the small intestine for lipid transport within digestion, this is likely our answer because it's not true for the large intestine. So we could go with option A for now, but let's just be sure. Let's look at the other choices. So option B says absorption of water, and water is in fact absorbed within the large intestine. Within the large intestine, water, based on how much is reabsorbed into the body or being excreted out, will determine how the stool or the feces will look. If it's more of like a hard constipated versus very loose watery diarrhea, you would have more water being exited out in a diarrhea and more retained within the body if it's more hard constipation. And you can remember that because you know that the large intestine is what determines stool being released at the very end of the large intestine, which we remember it looks something like this. Surrounding the small intestine, at the very end is the rectum anus, where the stool would be released from. So stool, water absorption goes together. Think of it with the large intestine. So therefore we can eliminate that because that is true, but we're looking for what is not true. And then option C says the secretion of mucus, and mucus is in fact secreted within the large intestine just to help facilitate the process of allowing all the waste products to easily be moved out of the body and just anything else moving through for the digestive process to move through. The mucus helps with that transport. So since that is a true function of the large intestine, we can eliminate it because we're looking for what is not true. And therefore option D, none of the above, would also be incorrect because we know that option A is true. So this is not a none of the above scenario. So then option A, formation of chylomicrons, would be a feature not being a function of the large intestine, and therefore our answer in this case.